My name is Jenny KôHënnă Lawrence, and I am a plant-based chef, and today we'll be making praline pecans. All right, so this is a dish that I grew up making and eating growing up in Louisiana. Anytime I had a sweet tooth, I'll walk to the grocery store and I'll just go down the street and get a praline and pecan. So today that's what we'll be making, praline pecans, and it's a really simple dish. I actually veganized this dish because this dish isn't traditionally a vegan dish. There's usually milk in this dish, but we're going to be using coconut milk instead of milk. So let's get started. Then you want to toss in your coconut sugar, and the reason I'm using coconut sugar is because it has a lower glycemic index versus using just regular white sugar. The same for date syrup. We're going to put a little date syrup in here. The next thing we're going to do is our vanilla bean paste. And a little pinch of salt. And so while that's cooking down, you want to just stir it a little bit. And it's going to have like a caramel consistency, and that's what you're looking for. So you just stir it a little bit and just let it kind of do its thing for about, I'm going to say about 3 or 4 minutes. And so while that's cooking down, the next thing you want to do is toast your pecans, and you want to dry toast them. So you're not going to be adding any oil or anything like that. So you just toss them in the pan. You're just going to just dry toast them like so, and you're going to do this for about 3 or 4 minutes as well. And also make sure you keep an eye out on the sauce. You don't want it to overboil. So if you see that it's boiling too fast, just turn it down a little bit and just let it kind of simmer. And just dry toast your pecans like so. Just keep moving them around. Let it sit for a sec. And the same here, just decrease it if you feel like it's toasting a little bit too fast. Once you toast the pecans, you want to just go ahead and turn off your sauce and just let it sit. And the next thing you're going to do is fold in the pecans into the sauce. Literally just pour the pecans in like so, and you want to just fold them into the sauce. So you want to let it cool for a bit, and once it does that, you're going to take a spoon and put it on parchment paper, a sheet pan with parchment paper. So, and once it cools, you're just going to just take the praline and pecans and just put it on like so. And once it cools, it'll form and it'll get hard, and you just do that until you're done. Once you place the pralines on the parchment paper, you just literally allow it to sit for just until it hardens. So this can take about 15-20 minutes. I like to eat my pralines right away, so I'm gonna put mine in the freezer. This is the final product. It should look a little something like this when you're done. I actually use crushed pecans instead of halves. The half pecans are traditional, but it's really what you want to use. It's a personal preference, but this is what it should look like, and enjoy.